Hello guys, and welcome to Till Vacuum Do Us Part. Today's video is tips for staging your house to sell. So maybe this doesn't affect you right now, but you might go ahead and save this video for the future just in case you might need it. Also, share this with friends and family members if they're about to sell or maybe they've already listed. I think I can definitely help them out. We have sold 3 houses so far, and out of those 3 houses, either the first person or the second person has walked through and bought it. Our last home, we put a sign in the yard and someone drove by 5 minutes later and bought it. They paid cash, full list price. I don't think we're in that market anymore. I don't think that's going to be our story for this house. That's why I really wanted to share these tips and tricks that we've learned so we can help you sell your house even though the market's slowed down just a little bit. So if you're new here and you enjoy home videos, I do cleaning, organizing, decluttering, decorating, rearranging, DIY projects, basically anything that has to do with your home. Go ahead and click that red subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. And I do post 2 new videos every single week. But now let's go ahead and jump straight into today's video. This is kind of going to be broken up into 2 parts. So the first one is things you can do beforehand. So this is things you can work on before you're listing. If you're already listed, that's fine, but go ahead and make sure you've done all of these things because I really think it helps. The second part of today's video is the things you need to clear out right before someone comes in. So it's things you use daily, so you can't really get rid of it and pack it up and put it out in the garage, but you do need to take it with you when you go. But let's start with the first hack, which is removing all family photos. Any personal photos, anything like that. You want people to come into your house and not feel like it's lived in. They don't want to know who's living in it. You want to make it feel like a staged home. So the most important thing you can do is get those pictures out. I'm going to show you there's a few ways to do that. You can either take the photo out and put in place a piece of artwork. Maybe you have one, maybe your friends have some laying around. You can buy it super cheap. That's what I did. I grabbed this one from like Home Goods. It was 30 bucks, and then I just replaced it. I absolutely love having our family photo up here, but like I said, we need to get those gone. Once again, I could have taken it down and left it, but I just felt like it was gonna look really plain up here. So I just picked up this guy. You can see up close, it has like texture to it. Plus I'll be able to use this in the next house, so it's not like it's a waste. It actually looks really good. It's hard to tell on camera because you can't see like the texture on it that I can like standing here. But like I said, I love having that family photo up here, but at least when someone comes in, it looks like they can move right in, not that someone else is living here. But the other thing you can do is just tape up photos over that picture. So that's what I'm going to be doing in a lot of my photos in my home. So I'm just going to print it out on white typing paper. I do this all the time. Typically I will put it behind the glass, but I'm banking on that we don't have to show our house very much. And I want to make this as easy as possible because I don't want to open up the whole frame, take the photo out, put a new one in, and then have to switch it back later. So I'm just going to take some double-sided tape and I'm going to print it out on printer paper. I'm going to cut it out, tape it on. And just like that, there's no family photos. It's just vacation places. I feel like that's just an easy way to fix your art if you like need something here. So I could have just taken these down, but I feel like it's the wall when you first open up the door. So I needed something, and that was just easy and simple to do. So a little hack there for you. The other thing you can do is just take the photos down. You don't even have to replace it. I feel like less is more when you're staging your house to sell. So go ahead and just take those down. I'm going to go ahead and fill those holes and paint them just so the wall looks fresh, but you can do that. You don't have to, but just get all those photos down. My next tip is to remove any extra furniture you don't need in your house. Now, I know when you're listing your house, you want to keep your home, you want it to look the same, but the goal is really to sell it quickly for the most amount of money. So you kind of have to take yourself out of it and just start staging it for the person that you want to buy it. So clearing it out really helps make the space feel bigger, especially in walkways. If you have a lot of stuff in like hallways or next to beds where you're going to be walking into a space, turning a corner, really clear off anything on the ground that you possibly can. Like, it's okay to have a basket and a plant here or there. I haven't even done like a deep clean in here. Like, I actually need to vacuum and mop and do a few more touches, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. But you can just see how much like cleaner it looks, bigger. It's just more welcoming. If they were to come in and just see this full of like coats and hats and purses, it's just not a good feeling to walk into. So definitely clear those out. Now, if there's items in the bin, that's totally fine. If you can't see it, leave it. But if you can see it, go ahead and try to work on it, because it will make the space feel better. This next tip goes along like how I was talking about clearing out the furniture. Declutter your closets, your cabinets. This doesn't have to be items in your house that you're taking with you. So if it's like a dresser or a nightstand, people should not be opening those. But if it's like a kitchen cabinet or a closet door, they're gonna be opening them up, and they wanna make sure there's enough space for their items. So if they open up a kitchen cabinet and it's just full of stuff, they're gonna think there's not enough storage in your house. Same with your closet. Go through there, and if you're somebody that loves clothes and you have a ton of clothes, that's totally okay. But take out all your seasonal items that you're not wearing right now or that you don't need. Box them up. It's just like pre-packing. It's gonna save you later. And leave some room like on your clothing rods. Display your shoes. Think about just like displaying it if you were in a department store. I know this takes a little bit of work, but I promise you, you're actually gonna love it, and you're probably gonna do it in your next house. But make sure everything has a space to like breathe and move. If you go in and everything's crammed tight, they're just gonna assume that's what their items are gonna look like, and then they're gonna assume the house isn't big enough when it may be plenty big. So just remember to pull out anything you're not using. If it's furniture, clothing, dishes, make it look really pretty, because it really does help sell it. I'm gonna keep saying that phrase over and over, but I truly believe these are the things that help me sell my home so quickly. Another area that I'm really gonna work on is my fridge, because we're gonna be selling it with our house. We bought a matching set for the next house, so we're not gonna need our fridge. So we're gonna have that listed, like fridge stays with the house. So since the fridge is staying, I need to make sure it's clean, it's organized, it's a selling point, it's a bonus, it's an add-on. So I want them to feel that. If they open it up and it's like, gross, this is dirty, like we don't want this, then it's no longer like a selling point. So anything you're wanting to give extra, say you're leaving the washer and dryer, clean that up. If there's any furniture pieces you're leaving, make sure they're clean and tidy. That should go across the board. Like, make sure your house is clean. I think I've touched on that in other videos, like clean, 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 clean until your fingers can't take it anymore. I actually do have a video posted, and it's called Love It or List It, and it's talking about easy, just home DIY upgrades and repairs that you can do to make your house feel new again. I highly suggest checking that out if you're gonna be selling, because I teach you how to fix things that probably need to be worked on in your home that really don't take long if you have the right tools and you just know how to do it. But yes, just definitely think about the things you're leaving with your house and make sure those spaces look nice and new, so it can be a selling feature and not like distract them from wanting the house. Now we're gonna move on to the next half of this video. So basically we're gonna be talking about the day of. Your realtor calls or someone calls to schedule an appointment. You have a few hours, hopefully maybe 30 minutes to get it clean. What do you need to do? So hopefully you followed all the other tips, so you don't have to worry about anything else I've talked about. Hopefully you've done some deep cleaning. But the day of, you definitely need to clean out your sinks, make sure there's no like toothpaste or like water spots on it, clean like the mirrors, definitely clean your shower. So every day you're in the shower, make sure you're cleaning it so that it looks nice and clean. And then when you get that call, you don't have to worry about scrubbing a whole bathtub or a shower. If you had just taken a shower, I highly suggest cleaning, like drying it out. Grab a towel, dry it out. Once again, you want it to feel new and crisp. You don't want to feel like anybody's lived there. So take like toothbrushes, hairbrushes. I take everything out of my shower. And I know that's crazy and I know that's a lot of work, but when people come in, it seems like a staged like home for sale, not a house someone's been living in. I really think that's key. Another thing you need to take is laundry. Take your dirty laundry with you. What I do is I just grab my laundry bin and then I just start cramming stuff on top of it. So like my shampoo, my conditioner, razors, anything that's yours. Now, if you have a really nice like shampoo and conditioner and it can look like it's being staged, like maybe it's labeled, just wipe it down. You can have a thing in there. You might have a little plant you set out out in your like walk-in shower. I feel like a lot of people when they're staging do that and it just looks nice. So just be very aware of all your personal items and get those cleared out. Just so you can see a visual, this is everything I pulled out of there. Full honesty, I will like narrow this stuff down when we're selling. So I don't need all of this left out. Like I don't need it in there. I just need one shampoo, one conditioner. Like we won't use all the stuff we have now. And then the tip is, because most likely your laundry basket's gonna be full, it's not gonna be empty. Just pull it out, throw everything that's in your shower in it, grab a dirty towel, wipe it out, and then you're good to go. So you could do that a lot quicker. So like I said, just pull out your laundry basket, even if it's full of dirty clothes, grab all your personal items, throw it in there, and then get it in your car or the garage. That's how I will do it. When I have a listing, everything is just gonna be chunked in there. Next up, let's talk about pets. I love my pets, you love your pets, but when someone's coming through, they may not love your pet. They may have allergy issues. So make sure you're just taking your pets with you first off. We've looked at so many houses and I can't tell you how many times they've left like a dog in the backyard and you don't know if you can trust someone's dog. So like we couldn't get to the back or we couldn't get to the garage. We even had a showing where like the dog got loose and I was trying to catch someone else's dog because they weren't there to put it back in the gate. So just take those pets with you if you can. If it's like a cat or a dog, definitely take those with you. Take their bedding, take their toys. You can throw them out in the garage, but move their water bowls. Like de-petify your house. Is that a word? That's what I'm gonna say. If there's anything pet related and you can move it out, I highly suggest you do that. I think another area people forget to clean is their front porch. Once again, we go look at houses all the time. I'm always in the market to buy, whether it's for us, or if we want to do a flip, or if we want to rent it out. I feel like we've done a lot of showings and I feel like the front porch is neglected, and that's where you stand for a while. Like we get there, our realtor's there, they're always fumbling around like trying to get the door open. So you're standing there, you're looking up, you're looking down, you're looking around. So with that, make sure you've cleaned that whole space. If you need to put fresh like pillows out, do it. Maybe it's in the spring, put like a plant there so it looks nice and homey. Highly suggest getting a new doormat. Like I don't care how long you've had yours, make sure it's new and fresh. Sweep really well, clean, grab your hose, power wash it. Like even if you don't have a power washer, just use your hose, spray it down. Clean the door handle. The door handles on the inside and out are always so dirty. You should be cleaning all the ones like inside your home, but I feel like garage doors, like exterior doors, back doors and front doors get overlooked and they're normally so dirty. So clean those. Just a few other things to throw in. You don't have to do these. You don't have to do any of these. I'm just trying to help you because this is something we do every time we show our house. But have some air fresheners plugged in, but not on high. You want a small scent. Like you don't want to come in and smell like someone else's home, but you don't want it to be overpowering that it seems like you're trying to cover something up. So be very careful if you're cleaning with like bleach right before, maybe just have like a candle and then blow it out. I have just like air plugs, but like I said, to keep them pretty low. You want that scent, but you don't want it super strong. And just be careful with your scents. Don't make it super strong or super sweet because it can mess with someone's head. What else? You can bake cookies right before. I know a lot of people do that. I don't think I'll take the time to do that, but I know that helps. I know some people will freshly paint something right before a showing because then it smells like fresh paint, so they know like things have been taken care of. So there's a lot of little things you can do, but the biggest thing I just want to get across is clean, organize, and take out any personal items. If you do those three things, which can take some time. So when I know we're gonna be listing, I start working a few months ahead of time and we already have a clean, organized home. But I wanna start working on those spaces. I don't wanna have to do it all in one weekend. So I'll just write it down like this week, work on these areas, and then it's not so overwhelming, but it really does make a huge difference. I'm praying it does with this house. I know some of you guys are probably wondering, are we listing soon? I don't really know. Like our realtor knows we want to sell, but she knows we want to be here until the house is done. So we're just trying to plan it where we can stay here as long as possible. So we don't want to sell it and then like not be able to move out for 2 months. So we will be selling at some point. I will be using all of these. And so I just really wanted to share them with you guys because I feel like it's helped us in all of the houses we have sold so far. I forgot one. So we talked about the front porch. We never really talked about the backyard. So let's talk about the backyard. Definitely stage it. Definitely make sure you have some pillows. Make sure you've swept. If you add like little patio lights, go for it. Flowers. But if you have a pet, make sure you're picking up any of their belongings. If it's toys, if it's where they went to the bathroom, potential buyers don't want to walk out and see that. They're gonna want to walk in the yard. They're gonna want to see how big it is. I like to go to the very back and then look at the house, look at the roof. So definitely make sure you're picking up any of their stuff if you catch my drift. Another one, I'm just gonna like keep these coming because I'm thinking of things. Trash, empty all of your trash. So just grab a trash bin, go through and empty them all out. If you don't want to do that, just take the trash can and stick it out into the garage. So the garage is like the work zone. Like I just take it for what it is. I feel like when I look at houses, I know people are just staging their house. The garage does not have to be perfect. If you want it to be great, go for it. I just know I'm like putting a lot of stuff out there and it's never been a big deal. At our last house we sold during the fall and I put Mr. Pumpkin out there because I like didn't want him on the porch when people came, but I'm sure that terrified like our realtor and the people that walk through because he was like sitting out there just in a chair. If you don't know who Mr. Pumpkin is, go check my full videos. And you'll see him like on a thumbnail. But yeah, my point is just to be very aware. Don't take it lighthearted. I feel like if you just leave your house as is, that's kind of what you get. You can get lucky and someone come in and buy it. I know some potential buyers will go in and they can see past it. Like I can go into a dirty house and see past it. I know what I'm gonna do, but I know a lot of people are visual. I know a lot of people are spending a lot of money and they just want it clean and new. So just do what works best for your family. I'm sure I could keep coming up with these. I feel like I'm always doing something when we're preparing to sell, but just plan ahead, do the best you can. It is what it is. I just know our goal is to always get the most amount of money and get the house sold quickly. I don't want a ton of strangers in our home. So that's why I'll go through the links of this. Is I rather have to pull everything out of my house for like 2 showings and clear out the bathrooms and dry everything out and just do it twice than have to have my house shown 15 times for it to sell. So you just have to choose what works best for you. So it may just work best. Like actually, I don't have time to do that. I'd rather just keep showing it. It's easier. I don't have to show it. Go for it. For me, I just want the fewest amount of people coming through my home. So I want those first people to just come in and love it. So I'm gonna do everything I can to create the space they're looking for. So thank you guys so much for being here. I hope this is helpful. I'm in no way saying this is the only way to do it. I'm sure I could come up with hundreds more if I stand here long enough, but these are like the basics just to work on if you're gonna be staging your house to sell. So thank you so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Here's a little bonus clip. If you made it to the very end of today's video, I want to show you what it looks like behind the scenes. So right here, all the angles I'm showing you, like you can like see my hand over there in the mirror, everything looks perfect. But reality is I'm filming and I'm not actually leaving my house. Otherwise all this stuff would be in the car or the garage, but I didn't want to take it out there. So like I have all of that stuff to put away. You can probably hear my washers running. I've got all of these to find a place to go. I'm probably gonna hang back up most of the jackets. Obviously, I don't need 4 jackets hanging, so I'll just put 1 back. All the dog beds and blankets are there. Dirty towels, broom, more dog beds. And then kitchen, I still didn't clean up those 2 messes. And then over here in my office, it's a disaster too. So this is what real life looks like behind the camera sometimes. Not always, but sometimes.